Hello guys, welcome to Trubator. Today we're in a new video and we're going to explore, I'm going to tell you why I'm addicted to this strategy game or management game called Golden Lab and why you should try it and how you should approach it. I am not a big fan of management games, mostly because I thought if my day-to-day job has an element of management, and although I'm not a manager, I'm far from being one. Hopefully one day I'll get to those leadership positions, but for now I acknowledge that my day-to-day job involves a lot of skill, which I don't necessarily want my gaming experience to include. Not because it's bad, but mostly because I never thought it would be as fun as playing, I don't know, Call of Duty, or even racing in the sim. As you'll see, most of my content is about high racing. Nevertheless, when I tried Drive Rally last week, I saw that Golden Lab was on discount, and I thought, hey, I had some money to spare, something that usually never happens, and now I don't have any money to spare. Probably it wasn't the smartest financial decision. But anyway, I bought Golden Lab and I gave it a try one night. I had a bit of a spring break last week, and my God, it was so amazing. Mostly because you've probably seen the movie Rush about the 1936 season rivalry in F1 between Niki Lauda and James Hunt. Very good movie. If you're able to connect with the context enough so that you can imagine what's going on in the track, the gameplay you're seeing right now is far more exciting. First of all, there is a lot of RNG, which emulates or simulates real life. There is tire choice, whether you want to use soft, mediums, hards, and they have different performances. There's a lot of tuning, which also includes RNG. You can overtune your engine, you can focus more on a strong chassis or a strong steering alignment. And the race itself, it's pretty fun. The thing is, there is also quite a big implication. The implications to those small decisions, telling your driver to pushing the engine too much, upgrading the car of one driver and not the other one, leaving it as it is, it has a lot of impact, and that's something I wasn't expecting from this game. And my man, I'm addicted to it. I'm in my second season with March. They call it April in the game, but all of these teams are based on real life teams that existed back then in Formula One. And a driver died. That's another thing. Crashes could be just a small nuisance to your team at the NF, or it could lead to injuries where you'll have to bring in a replacement, and of course that costs money, and usually, well, at least in my case, my team tends to be underfunded. But also your drivers could die. My number one driver from Argentina, I brought him in because he had plenty of speed and he brought good sponsors to the team, good sponsorship opportunities. He died in one race, so I was forced to make my number two driver my number one driver and bring a new replacement mid-season. I didn't expect that to be a thing, but the gameplay loop is very engaging. You always want to try new things. I always try to, for example, put my drivers in different strategies, mostly because there's always a faster driver, one that's able to more or less consistently qualify within the top 10. That means a better position for points. And the other one qualifies usually outside of the top 10. So I always try to put softer tires and more aggressive lap to lap pace for my number one driver, and try to take a different approach with my number two driver so they're able to save their tires, conserve their fuel, and probably push a lot more towards the end of the race, where they already have soft tires and maybe there's some chaos ensues and they're able to gain some positions. This doesn't seem exciting. Sadly, our attention span, and hopefully it's not the case if you're listening to this, has shortened so much that looking at this, you don't think it will be that exciting. But it is. It is. You'll feel the adrenaline. Whenever your driver crashes, you don't know if they'll walk out or if you'll have to call a replacement at the end of the race. And I think the game has a lot to offer. The tracks seem realistic. If you've seen most of the real world tracks and their layouts, you can see which was the inspiration for those tracks. The same with drivers and the same with teams. It's very good. It's very good. I thought it was going to be a one-time thing, and now after recording and editing this video, I'm going to play some Golden Lap because it's just so thrilling. Fan selector, Jun Kazu, the lead developer of that small indie studio, has a talent of making engaging gaming loops. That's why I will also review Absolute Drift, which I obtained from the Epic Games store, and I want to remake my Art of Rally How to Enjoy video, mostly because a lot of time has passed. Somehow it became my channel's most successful video, and I want to emulate that, of course, but also because they're releasing a new game soon, based on their track record and what they have created so far. I do think it's going to be a big success, especially with the multiplayer aspect. That's going to be for another video. But that's it for today. There's not much to say, but also it's a very engaging game with a lot of mechanics that if I want to explain in depth, it would take a long time, and of course, I just want to go ahead and play. Hope you have a good week, a good day, a good night, depending on when you're watching this, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.